Hello friends! How are you? It's Didel again. Yeah, I'm here to make my vlog. It's June 12 here in the US, but I'm a Filipina, so I'm talking about our Independence Day. My topic in my vlog now is about our Independence Day. So I could say, when is our real Independence Day? Because when I was young, I was kid, uh, we celebrated our Independence Day on July 4. It's like now here in US, it's 4th of July. But I could say, when was, I could ask, when was our real Independence Day? But this time, I think the real Independence Day that the Filipino believe that the real Independence Day is this date, June 12, because according to them, that was the first time that the Philippines have Independence Day or have their independence and free from the Spaniards when on that June 12, 1898. It happened in Kawit, Cavite that they celebrated the first Independence Day. But for me, I've been thinking, when was really the real Independence Day in the Philippines? Because according to me, earlier, but to those who are my closer to my age or older than me and yeah and closer to my age knows that when they were still young, we celebrated Independence Day in the Philippines July 4. But it was changed, I think it was changed in the it was after already after the martial law. It was I think 80s, because I was already in college when the Independence Day was changed. So June 12, because before we really celebrated July 4. So like I just knew here in US it's the 4th of July too. They called their Independence Day 4th of July. Um, but why is it, I ask that if it's really the Independence Day in the Philippines is June 12 or maybe July 4? Why? Because according to them, and that's history, that they changed to June 12 because that is the real. But are we really independent on that time or free? Because as what we know in the history, as even now, I know the younger generations knows too that we are under the Japanese, the Americans, after that the almost 4th century that the Philippines was under the Spanish regime. We're almost 4th century, and after that the Americans. But Americans is the one happened for the Americans was already the first Independence Day was celebrated on June 12. That was the Philippines who had been conquered by the Americans again after that. So it was finished in that the war again. There was a war that happened that the Philippines also was conquered by Japanese. But the Japanese conquered the Philippines for a few years only, unlike the Americans. Americans, I think 40 years or less than that, because it was the Philippines was conquered also the Japanese for 3 years or 4 years in that war of the World War II. So that is why I could ask, when was the real Independence Day of the Philippines? But for me, if you ask me, it depends when will we celebrate our Independence Day, because but for me, when I was young, we really practiced the July 4th of July. But it was changed. But I could say, I doubt also if we are really free or have our real Independence Day on June 12. But as Filipinos, because our heroes before had suffered a lot for that, to have our independence, and they celebrated June 12. But for me, I could say it's not yet really fully, the Filipinos are not yet fully free on that time. So that is why I asked, when was our real Independence Day? So for us now, the people in this generation could say, would think, when was our real Independence Day? But even though we celebrated this time, June 12, because it is June 12 here, June 12. But before, in the 80s, below 80s, we celebrated our Independence Day, July 4. So, I could say, I don't know which of the two, June 12 or July 4, but it depends on the Filipinos. But mostly the Filipinos now, especially the young generations, they celebrated July 12. Okay, that's all for now for my vlog, and hopefully you will be the one who would think, what could you say, when was our real Independence Day? Okay, that's all, and thumbs up for those who likes my video, and subscribe. Okay, bye bye for now, and till next time of my another vlog. Bye bye.